Welcome back, True Seeker. Got to go live one more time about Dwayne Haskins' death because there's so many layers to this story. And in the last live stream I did, I brought up the history of the Redskins and, them being the first NFL team to win a Super Bowl with a black quarterback, and that being Doug Williams and him scoring 42 points, and the team recently being renamed the Commanders, and the death of number 42 in the Redskins, Charlie. His last name's escaping me right now, but anyhow, I went back and looked at some of the things I said more carefully, and let's just think about this. Let's skip down here a minute past this to Doug Williams. Again, Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl with the Redskins. They're now renamed the Commanders. Keep in mind, Dwayne Haskins was the last black quarterback to play for the Redskins. But from Doug Williams' birthday, August 9th, to this death on April 9th is 243 days later. And in Gematria, Pittsburgh Steelers equals 243 forwards and backwards. And for the people tuning in on GematriaEffectNews 25, I've already done 2 live streams on this today on Gematria Effect Sports, my other channel. But I realized the news channel should also get information about what's happened here today. So Doug Williams, this very notable quarterback, who played for the Redskins. Now Dwayne Haskins, who played for the Redskins and the Steelers, is dead 243 days after his birthday. Okay, and Pittsburgh Steelers in the language of Gematria. Again, there's that song out there, Gematria, the killing name. Again, this comes from Kabbalah. But in Gematria, running the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, making A1, B2, C3, D4, so on. Pittsburgh Steelers, you added up 243. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Z is 1. Y is 2, X is 3. Just going in reverse. If you add up Pittsburgh Steelers that way, it's also 243. So this man who's gone from the Redskins to the Steelers, now dead 243 days after the first black quarterback in league history to win the Super Bowl. And now let's come back up to the top. Last year on this day, we were talking about the death of DMX by the numbers and also Prince Philip by the numbers, who died at age 99 on the 99th day of the year. And Queen Elizabeth was his wife. Her birth name has Gematria of 99. But anyhow, this year, it's the last black quarterback of the Redskins on the 99th day of the year. Redskins in Gematria is 99, like who Doug Williams won the Super Bowl with. So you see how this works? And what's the story? Again, for the people who can't get the Gematria through and just wanted to denounce this, if you just wanted to denounce what I'm showing already and you're new here, why are you watching the news that's telling you a star athlete was running across the freeway in front of a dump truck and not questioning that? That's the question you need to answer. And why are there so many stupid stories like this? This is similar to what happened. God, what Super Bowl number was it? You might recall, it wasn't that many years ago. It was the day of the Super Bowl. We read that an Indianapolis Colts player was ran over on the interstate just before, in the witching hour of that day of the Super Bowl. It's like, what's an NFL player doing out walking along the side of the freeway? What's an NFL player out? Didn't his mom teach him not to play in traffic? These stories don't make any sense. But then you apply Gematria and you start to go, it's just like Manly P. Hall wrote about. It's a ritual. But anyway, when I think of dump trucks, and keep in mind, the mob is known for running, the garbage industry. It's easy to throw away the evidence when you run the garbage industry. Oh, can't find that. Sorry. But, if for anyone who watched The Sopranos, like in the show, they also run the garbage business and they're not too keen on young black men. They don't really like black men. There's a whole racial thing there with the Italians and the blacks in New York and New Jersey. And where's The Sopranos set? New Jersey. And where was this man from right here? He was from New Jersey. He was from Highland Park. And you know who went to Highland Park High School? Scotty Scheffler, Matt Stafford, Clayton Kershaw. And the guy who's in the lead at the Masters right now, playing for the Green Jacket, he's also from New Jersey. And again, that's what we see. Ritual sacrifices, rig sports. You learn the numbers, you see it. And again, we knew Scotty Scheffler had a great narrative to win the Masters before it began, and he hasn't won it yet, but he is leading 11 strokes under through 11 on day 3. Again, Master number 11. Tiger won his last Masters 11 years after his major. But again, it's always master numbers at the Masters. 11's the master number numerology. Football's a game of 11 on 11. And again, in Gematria, Green Jacket 99, Augusta 99. That's the course. Green Jacket's what you play for at the Masters. The name of the club, Augusta National Golf Course, when you use numerology, is 99. And again, the leaders from New Jersey, the dead football players from New Jersey, he's hit by a dump truck. The mob's known for having, you know, the sanitation business. And what have I been telling you all this time? That it's the Jesuits, the Catholics who run the show. They're from Italy, like the mob. You know, you got a culture that worships sports and gangster movies, and somehow, some way, still participates in rigged elections. Where in Washington D.C., which was once called Rome on the Potomac, where the first Jesuit university was before the feds were there, you got the Roman fasces on the wall of the House of Representatives, and you still can't see what's going on. Some people can't. But yeah, just think about the big coincidence, And for everyone who says that, we're just putting things together in hindsight, wrong. Again, we talked about the significance of 99 in the Masters every year, And again, this ritual just on the 99th day of the year, what do you know? And again, here's Scotty Scheffler right before we went live. 3 under in round 3, which puts him 11 under through 3 days through the 11th hole. So, again, we've covered a number of these other things I'm going to get into, but really, just right there, what are the odds? What are the odds of all this? And by the way, Doug Williams won the Super Bowl to start the year 88. That was the 87-88 season. That was 34 years ago. We know Black and Murder's 34. And again, he won it 42-10. Commanders, the new name of the team, 42. And don't forget who just died for Washington right after they renamed the team. Pull it up real quick, just so you can see how he's not the first sacrifice. Charlie Taylor, again, just like how Jackie Robinson, number 42, and his son died in a car crash at age 24, and Sean Taylor died at 24. This man's dead at 24. Last year, DMX was dead on this day in a number ritual. 24 years after doing the song 24 Hours to Live, which also features the rapper Black Rob, who died right after him. 24 years after 24 Hours to Live. Sean Taylor, Redskins. But notice, Charlie Taylor, number 42, right? And why kill Charles Robert Taylor right after renaming the team Commanders? Look how his full name, Charles Robert Taylor, goes with Washington Commanders. Again, this team with this history, 42, the reflection of 24. And again, he's dead 24 days from his birthday at 24. A year ago, we were talking about DMX in 24. Something I'm going to do in real time. I meant to do it earlier, and I keep forgetting. There's so many things to look at. They retired Sean Taylor's jersey this year, who also died at 24. I just want to see how many days ago that was. Sean Taylor jersey retirement. Sean Taylor was WTF's last mess. What day did it happen? The Washington football team announced it will retire Sean Taylor's number 121 jersey Sunday. That was published October 14th. Let's see. Let's see if that was a Sunday, October 14th. We'll find out what the Sunday was. That was posted on a Thursday. It's funny it was posted 177 days before this death. I'll show you where that fits in with the Sopranos and their sanitation company and the Jesuits. But that means that Sunday must have been the 17th. So he's dead 174 days later. And you know where I just talked about this number recently in the NFL? With Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, again, drafted by the Colorado Rockies while he was still in college playing football. His dad died the very next day. 174 days from his birthday. And remember, he was drafted by Colorado. Then he ends up playing in the NFL for the Seahawks. And he plays in exactly 174 total games before he gets traded to Colorado 174 days after Pete Carroll's birthday. And the phrase "number of the beast" is 174. And what's funny about Seattle, according to Google, like, look at just search Seattle in Google and look. It says its elevation is 174 feet above sea level. Remember, number of the beast is 174. Beast is 47. Seattle's on the 47th parallel. And the NFL is known for the Beastquake. Number of the beast 174. Just talked about it again yesterday. Russell Wilson's 2 rushing touchdowns, 666 days apart. And the second one coming against the Saints, who the Beastquake was against, was Seattle. The highlight with Marshawn Lynch. But okay, from the jersey retirement to the death, 174 days. Pretty sick. And again, this shit is evil. Beast 47. The first Super Bowl season was in the 47th season of the NFL. Again, he's dead a span of 56 days from Super Bowl 56, synced up with Joe Burrow, his old teammate at Ohio State. Here, I'll scan through the rest of this. Again, he's dead on April 9th, right? He's an NFL star, NFL 49. American football credited to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, Scottish in America 49. Super Bowl 49. Joe Burrow, his old teammate, just played in the Super Bowl. And from the Super Bowl 56 to the death, the span of 56 days, as we know, that's the number of the Jesuits. The cause of death, hit by car. That's the phrasing they're using. Hit by car, 49. He's dead in a crash, 49. By the way, that's another story right now, too, isn't it? Tiger Woods back after the supposed crash, which is a huge Jesuit ritual. Crash, 49 forwards, 86 in reverse. It's the 86th Masters. Scheffler, who won the tournament on March 27th for the PGA, the 86th day of the year, 86 days before his birthday, now leads the tournament on the day of the fatal crash of the other star athlete from New Jersey, you know? Or maybe I should say another star athlete from New Jersey. Surely there's more than 2. But again, he played for the Washington Redskins. He was the last black quarterback, in his deaths again sync with Doug Williams, the most known black quarterback for the Redskins. But 49, Washington, dead on 4-9. Look at that 49 patch on his jersey with his COVID mask. From the renaming of the team commanders to his death, his 67th or the 67th day of the team having that name, the blood sacrifice, human sacrifice number. If you don't use numerology, it's blood sacrifice is 121, and he's dead on Joe Burrow's 121st day of his age. The new big star in the league who just made it to the Super Bowl, who used to be his teammate. And remember, he got traded from Ohio State to LSU on the same day Billy Cannon died. Billy Cannon, and that was 2018, the same year that Haskins was a Heisman front runner. But again, Billy Cannon, LSU great, who won the championship over Clemson in New Orleans for LSU, just like Joe Burrow, and who won the Heisman. The only 2 LSU players to win the Heisman, Burrow and Cannon. Billy Cannon dies the day Burrow's traded, which is the same day in history Ignatius of Loyola was shot by a cannonball, the founder of the Jesuits. And then this year in the playoffs, Billy Cannon played for the Raiders, the Titans, which were the Oilers in his time, and the Chiefs. Joe Burrow beats those 3 teams in the playoffs. Billy Cannon was drafted first overall by the Rams, but never played a day for him. And Burrow ends up losing to the Rams in the Super Bowl, the 4 Billy Cannon teams. Now, on his 121st day of his age, square root of 11, the master number, the football number, the number that goes with the golf tournament, blood sacrifice 121. Remember, we just talked about Bill Self winning the championship after his dad died on 121. But then again, from the Steelers' last game, Haskins' current team, not to mention the Chiefs won with 42, but from the Steelers' last game, and think about how they were against the Chiefs. He played for the Redskins, the Native American teams, the Redskins, 99, Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium's 99. Tom Brady got his 99th career road win in the Arrowhead Stadium at the end of the 99th NFL season, advancing to the Super Bowl before he beat the Rams. 2 teams with Missouri connections, the Chiefs and the Rams. But we were saying, think about the symbolism of that. New England equals 99. They come over from Europe. They take the land of the Native Americans. They call it the United States of America, which equals 99. They name it that on September 9th, 1776, 9-9 in the 99 season. New England, the white face, is beating the Chiefs in their home stadium in the symbolic Rig League, where here's another symbol now on the 99th day of the year, a young black man dead by the same old numbers, and a very similar ritual, to ones we've covered so many times before. But look at this. From the last game of the Steelers season, which was against the Chiefs, to the death is 83 days later. Football 83, murder 83, the song Murder by Numbers, killing as simple as ABC 123 that came out in 83, the Murder by Numbers movie poster where they code 83 on the cover, where the star actress Sandra Bullock's name equals 83. But look at this. He played at Ohio State. Their last game of the regular season against Michigan, they lost 42-27, another 42. And that game was 133 days ago. When you run the alphabetic order in reverse, football's 133. His current team's last game was 83 days before his death. His college team's last game in the important Michigan rivalry was 133 days before his death. Tom Brady played at Michigan. Doug Williams beat the Broncos. Colorado 83. Russell Wilson to the Broncos on March 8th, 8-3 or 3-8. Colorado, the 38th state. The Seahawks beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl in their 38th season. But again, Dwayne Haskins in Jesuit order, a lot of the same gematria. And from Big Ben's retirement for the Steelers to his death 72 days later, like his name, to the start of the upcoming 103rd season is 153 days, like his name. The quarterback on Ohio State right now, their star quarterback, it's also 153 days to his birthday. It's the 103rd season upcoming. Steelers 103, owned by the Jesuit Rooney family. American football credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason Walter Camp. Scottish 103, 103rd season upcoming. And 49 like 49. Jesuits 103. His record in the NFL was 10 losses and 3 wins, all with the Redskins. And again, the head of the Rooney family recently died at 84 on April 13th, the 103rd day of the year. Again, just these Jesuit numbers, 103, 84. And the Pope, from his birthday to this death ritual today, 113 days. The first Jesuit Pope, when you run it in reverse, Steelers 113. The 49 patch, the square root of 49, number 7. Him and Ben Roethlisberger, 7-7, 7 times 7, 49, synced up with his retirement. He retired on 127, retirement 127. Right before the draft. So we have covered all this stuff in other videos, but again, Dark Man X, DMX dead last year on this day. Dark Man X, 49. And shout out to everyone who had a great comment. Daria, who always has great comments, pointed out that, the high school, in my notes, I saw the thing with the Masters, but Daria took it further. She said, not only are they both from New Jersey, but Dwayne Haskins was born in Highland Park, and Scotty Scheffler, who leads at the Masters, he went to Highland Park High School. Just like Matt Stafford, who just won the Super Bowl. And remember, Matt Stafford won the Super Bowl at age 34, becoming the 34th quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Now Haskins is dead 34 years after Doug Williams won the Super Bowl. And you just saw that number show up, of course, in the college basketball tournament. Kansas, the 34th state, won their 34th game of the season over the Tar Heels, 34. But what are the odds of these things? The man leading the Masters, around the same age as Dwayne Haskins. Like I said in the earlier videos, the world elite, the powers that shouldn't be, it's like they got these stars and they use them like they're chess pieces. When they get tired of a certain chess piece, they just get rid of that piece and stick a new piece in there. Dwayne Haskins, big college star, didn't quite... he was still early in his career. He's still young. People are saying he was that's just what's sick, too. People are leaving comments that... Somebody left a comment. I deleted the fucking comment. But it was like, he's a bust. You see a lot of these busts become losers and do stupid stuff like this. Like, those of you guys who are leaving comments like that, you guys are just fucking losers, man. Stop calling these people busts. You don't even know. The whole fucking league is rigged. Maybe Dwayne Haskins was less likely to suck another man's dick, so he didn't get to go 10-3. Instead, he had to go 3-10. We don't know what's going on exactly behind closed doors with these rigged leagues. He gets a losing script because he didn't bend over for the priest 10 years ago. Who knows? A lot of these guys have Catholic Jesuit connections. I know that. But I just get so sick of just reading stupid people's comments. He didn't live up. I'm sure he was suicidal, so he ran out in front of the dump truck. Hold on. Dwayne Haskins NFL salary. He's probably on rookie deals. He probably didn't have a lot of. I mean, but that's still a lot compared to average American. But for the NFL, it's not a lot. So it says on the first day of free agency officially opened in NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers announced quarterback Dwayne Haskins signed his $2.54 million restricted free agent tender. Oh, March 16th, huh? What day was that? That's the 75th day of the year. Think about it, you guys. How many days did he sign that before he died? He signed that 24 days before he died at age 24, 24 days before his birthday. And again, we don't even know necessarily if these people really are dying. It'd be nice to think that they aren't as sick as it is, but yeah. But by the way, in the Sopranos, where they control the garbage business, it's Barone Sanitation. Baroni, however they say it, I forget. But look at it with Jesuit order. Just take a good look. You know, your government's a mob. Think about the way your government works. Isn't it the same way as the gangster? The gangster sticks you up and says, give me your shit, or I'm going to blow your fucking head off. Gangster, right? How's the government work? Oh, I'm in a suit and I made some rules and you're going to comply with them, or I'm going to put you in a cage for the rest of your life and make you my slave. And sometimes it seems like, or I'll blow your head off, Or we'll send off all our young children to fight the next needless war so they can get their heads blown off, which puts more money in the mob's pocket, There's no time to make money like wartime. But, yeah, you guys. And it doesn't escape, the detail doesn't escape me that he was running across Interstate 595. Interstate 595. I mean, how many times have I taught about the encoding of 59 and 42 on Black history? I literally got books about it. And 595, I mean, it's not too far off. Should remind you of the Million Man March by the numbers in the day leaving, or in the year 95. But yeah, it's just, So, thank you to everyone who left great comments. Again, Sean Taylor also dead at 24. But yeah, again, the points I'm making, the rituals, the perfect rituals that showing that these guys were chosen for the birthdays, for the names, how things would eventually line up. Look at how perfectly it's all aligned with his own birthday, to Doug Williams, to Joe Burrows, to probably several more layers we haven't uncovered right now. While Scheffler from New Jersey's up at the top of the Masters. Again, it just so happened that the 86th day of the year this year fell on a Sunday, 86 days before Scheffler's birthday, who's the hottest golfer in the world right now. And then he's leading at the 86th Masters. He still hasn't won the thing. But again, the story on this day where he has a pretty solid lead, crash, 86 and 49, like Masters 49. Tiger Woods, after the crash, one of the stories back in the Masters, a racial story, right? Tiger Woods, black golfer, overcoming all these barriers, killing the race barrier in the PGA, and then the sacrifice of a young black man while all this is going on. Not to mention, this year's Masters happened to begin on Tiger Woods' 99th day of his age. Again, Augusta's 99, Green Jacket's 99. He's won 5 of them. Yeah, I mean, it's just if so many people weren't brain dead, a lot more people would get it. But man, people make me sick with their comments. So what? Everything's a conspiracy? It's like, did you watch my presentation? Does this seem like it's just a coincidence? So what? Some freak accident happened, so it's got to be a conspiracy? Just instead of leaving your stupid fucking comment, how about watch the video and think about what I'm saying? And if it's your first time here, maybe do a little more research before leaving a fucking retarded ass comment. God. He was a bust. He was probably like depressed, yeah, I'm sure he was a bust, so he just went out, because we all know that happened to Ryan Leaf, right? Is there any story of a white bust, getting ran over by a dump truck? A lot of the young black quarterbacks, are dead, and so often in Florida too. So often in Florida. Anyway, I just got to make sure I got every piece out there that everybody knows about. And again, it's the third stream today, so I'll leave it there. But again, thank you to everyone who shares these videos and tries to wake up people and present the information. Because again, I mean, the sickness isn't going to end unless we end it. You know, the mob is not giving up their control, their rituals. It's what they do year after year. Clearly, they believe in their rituals. You know, it's like for those of you guys who also don't get it, again, just like how maybe you go to church every Easter, you're there every Christmas. You know, the rituals. These people are doing their rituals. And notice they're kind of synced up with the Christian holidays too, because the Christian holidays are based on the old pagan rituals, which are all in relation to the sun, like the Catholic Church started out as a sun worshiping cult. Football on Sundays. All right, guys, I'm done for now. And if you've never seen my work on the death of Tony Soprano in Italy, you know, the man who played Tony Soprano, you should go back and read about that. You can download it for free in my first ebook, Letters and Numbers. His death's in there, and what's the other guy who died? Frank from The Sopranos. Both of their deaths are synced up. And the same stuff over and over. And don't forget, the Illuminati. One of their favorite numbers is 99. Who founded the Illuminati? On a date with 99 numerology, Adam Weishaupt, the Jesuit. What day was the United States of America named? September 9th, 99, shortly after the establishment of the Illuminati. Again, you can't ignore history. You can't ignore occult knowledge. You can't call everything a conspiracy theory. Conspiracies are real. You need to learn to have critical thinking. You not need to stop believing everything they show you on TV, every story they feed to you. Yeah, Adam Schefter I saw Adam Schefter. He got on ESPN and said, you know, the details are unclear. We believe that maybe his car ran out of gas. If it happened at 6:30 in the morning, you know, you think there'd be a police report where they tried to turn on his car, be obvious if it was out of gas. That'd be a clear detail. His car was definitely out of gas. He was stranded. But then at this day and age, is that what a smart NFL player is going to do? Just get out and start wandering along the freeway so he can get ran over by a dump truck? You know, wouldn't he probably just stay in his car and call, you know, he's a rich guy. If he doesn't have AAA, he's probably calling a towing company. Maybe he's calling a friend to come pick him up. I doubt he's wandering the freeway. Like, that's what I hate about you guys. Supposedly, we have freedom of speech and freedom of press so that the media can do investigative reporting and make sure we're getting good information, truth. Do you see anybody questioning anything on TV? Adam Schefter gets on and tells the other host that, yeah, we don't, you know, the other host should be like, man, don't you think it's funny that he, you know, he was wandering the freeway? He's a big guy. You think a vehicle would see him, especially a dump truck sitting up high off the road. You think he'd definitely be seeing him from some distance. 6:30 in the morning, the sunlight's out, you know? So, just nothing about the stories ever makes sense. The stories don't add up unless you know the gematria. And then you're like, wow, actually, the story really does add up. The details don't add up, but God, the gematria adds up. So, dump truck, mobsters, New Jersey, Haskins' home, Scheffler's home, you know? All right, we'll leave it there for now, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Thank you again for sharing the videos and helping get the word out there. That's what we got to do in a big way. And again, thank you to everyone who's left great feedback. I see Daria's in the comment section right now leaving a great comment about James Gandolfini's death. And here, you know what? I'll just read real quick what I have in my ebook. You know, the same one you can download for free, Letters and Numbers. That's what book it's in. When it's an ebook, you can search, which is helpful because it's nearly 800 pages long. But see, I talk about James Gandolfini on page 543 of the book, how he died in connection to the Pope, just like how the Steelers dead today in connection to the Pope. That's on page 543. On page 612 is where it starts, James Gandolfini's death, and it carries into page 613. But hold on. Let me put it on the screen so we can read it along together. James Gandolfini, who portrayed the mobster, who had the dump trucks in the Sopranos 99 on this. It's just, hold up. How do I do it here? Got to share a different screen. Here we go. All right, zoom it in. Too zoomed in. Okay, here we go. James Gandolfini, who is best remembered for playing Tony Soprano, the mafioso, would drop dead in Rome, Italy, having the same reverse reduction gematria as Tony Soprano. Consider Rome, Italy also equates to 118. That's funny because the NFL draft is coming up on the 118th day of the year, and draft is 49. And again, death and homicide are 118. Also equates to 118, a number of death. And trust me, by the time you've read this far into the book, you know how to calculate. You know why 118 is a number of death. Consider further, Rome equates to 51 alone, matching his age of passing, the number of conspiracy. His demise would come on Pope Francis' 99th day of being Pope. Huh. What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? Which was not coincidental. For starters, the hit TV show Sopranos sums to 99. More importantly, the Pope is a Masonic gangster in the land of the original Mafia, Italy. Please see the photo to the left of Francis doing the hidden hand, which is a pose that Freemasons do to remind of their secretive nature, which he is one of. Again, Francis is the first Jesuit pope and born on the right date for it, December 17th, 1936, a date numerology of 84 corresponding with Jesuit and Masonry. They both equal 84. Further connecting the two men, the name James Gandolfini equates to 266 in reverse ordinal, and Pope Francis is the 266th pope in the history of the church. Isus Hominum Salvator, their motto, sums to 266 in the same cipher. I don't know why I didn't write that there. Consider Francis took over his probably because I already written it so many times before. Or maybe I'm about to get to it. Consider Francis took over his puppet position on March 13th, 2013, or 3/13/13, which was the right date for the 266th Pope, because the number 3 is the second prime and the number 13 is the sixth prime. Thus, 3/13/13 corresponds with 266. James Gandolfini also died on a date with numerology of 38, connecting to death, and 58 connecting to Freemasonry. Remember the older Redskin who died, number 42, he died 38 years after being put in the Hall of Fame. 58 connecting to Freemasonry as well as the name Pope Francis. Recall that Freemasonry also has gematria of 139 because so does James Gandolfini, which is the 34th prime. And again, but that's an Illuminati number, a Freemasonry number. 34 is connected to murder. Again, this man's dead 34 years after the first black quarterback won the Super Bowl with the Redskins. As for him dying on the 99th day of Francis's reign, consider that when you write out 13, it sums to 99. I bring up the number 13 because Gandolfini, a name summing to 91 in ordinal, died 91 days or 13 weeks before his birthday, where the number 91 is the 13th triangular number. The name James Gandolfini also has gematria of 67, like Italy, a number that breaks down to 13 in numerology before reducing all the way to 4. And as you learn, 4 is a number of death. The name James Gandolfini also sums to 86, corresponding with the gematria, a blood sacrifice equating to 67 and 86. And as we know, Dwayne Haskins is dead today on the 67th day of the new team name in the time of the 86th Masters in a crash ritual where crash is 86, as Tiger returns from his crash, which is all Jesuit. For an additional parallel to the Jesuits, his full name, James Joseph Gandolfini, sums to 112, and the Jesuit order operates in 112 countries. That's the number that brings us back to Judaism, Zionist theater, mathematics, circle, and sacred. All of those things equal 112. And so does Super Bowl. You know, we see these same rituals persist again and again. But remember in The Sopranos, who they kind of get all their orders and ideas from, you know. He likes to hang out down in Florida. Another number connecting to the same order is 78. Exactly 220 weeks. I just stuck in that 78 because, again, you've read so far and you just know where these numbers fit in. But exactly 221 weeks after the death of James Gandolfini, his co-star from The Sopranos, Frank Vincent, would drop dead at age 78. Remember, Jesuit 78. Consider the Bavarian Illuminati has gematria of 221 as well as 139. And again, we were saying how his name fits in with the 139, his co-star from The Sopranos, 221 weeks later. It also has gematria of 95, and the Jesuit order's birthday is the day leaving 95 days left in the year. In terms of, and by the way, just with regards to 95 and the Masters thing, Masters is 95 in the most simple cipher. Tiger announced his return to the Masters on his 95th day of his age. The tournament began on his 99th day of his age. In terms of Frank Vincent dying at 78, it connects to the gematria of his full name, Frank Vincent Gattuso, as well as the words mafioso, actor, and Scottish Rite. Funny, we're talking about all the same things today. A major parallel between the death of James Gandolfini and Frank Vincent was the fact that Vincent died on September 13th, 13/9. We know who else died that day in a big number ritual, Tupac Shakur, whose name equals 139. Again, that's the day Cesar Borgia was born, who White Jesus is modeled after. Tupac's put out on Remember the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Day, the album Machiavelli with him on the cross, the day associated with the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus. Frank Vincent died on September 13, 2017, or 13/9, not unlike 139. That was a date with numerology of 59 connecting to Freemasonry and Pope Francis as well. Yet another parallel was that he died on his 41st day of his respective age, which is the 13th prime number. Consider his birthday was August 4th, which can be expressed as 8-4, similar to 84, bringing us back to Jesuit, the Jesuit order, and the Catholic Church. The name Frank Vincent also has a reverse ordinal gematria of 187, the same as Society of Jesus. And if you take his initials FV, they are 622, the reflection of 226. And again, 226 is a number that relates to Saturn, who's connected to death and judgment. So again, this is a big chapter. There's a lot of deaths talked about in here, and just I point out significant numbers that are symbolic to the occult, that have relations to death, that point back to the Jesuits and the Masons who practice these occult teachings, as most people have no idea about because they're not members of these secret societies. And again, remember, modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. But I noticed James Gandolfini also died on the day that King James was born. Might be something more to that too. So, but yeah, what do you know? I'm making the point about Sopranos and dump trucks, and then lo and behold, James Gandolfini, he died in history on the 99th day of the Pope being the Pope as the first Jesuit Pope. So, yeah, we can leave it there. I think that's good. And I will be back on a little bit later tonight on the Patreon. Oh, I see somebody gave a super chat, so I got to say thank you. Sarah says she can't make it to Oklahoma City. Sarah, you've supported a lot. Don't feel the need to, you don't need to make another donation. You've been super generous. I'm grateful for all of them, but really, you've donated a lot. And it's okay that you can't be there. Again, if you guys can't be there on April 19th, a great way to support is just to, when we're streaming, when I'm putting out content, just sharing the links on your social media, not worrying about if you're going to be made fun of by your friends and peers. At least you gave them a chance to see what some people are trying to do to stand up to the tyranny. And if those people think that's worth making fun of, then you know what? I mean, they got what's coming to them. Wasn't your fault. Might have just figured out who, not to have over for the next Thanksgiving dinner. Save yourself on the bill. But it looks like some people did donate during this stream. So hold on. I got to say thank you first, and then we'll get off here. So we know Sarah did. Thank you again. And let's see. Carl Streener. He says, "Hey, Zach, great work. Golf and Grand National winner. Posted 2 messages. Thumbs up on the golf. Very cool. Good work, Carl." And looks like he might be over in the UK with those pounds. I think those are worth more than dollars these days. Thank you. 2 donations from Carl. Thank you. Very generous. CJ said, Smokey Robinson, 30,000 days old today. 1-year anniversary of DMX and Prince Philip's death. I did a decode on my channel. Yeah, remember there was a number of Robinsons that died. You had or things connected to Robinson. You had Chadwick Boseman die on Jackie Robinson Day, the makeshift Jackie Robinson Day that year for the coronavirus season. And then a few days later, Cliff Robinson, Uncle Cliff from the NBA, died in a Lakers-Blazers ritual. And I want to say there was Maybe we were thinking there'd be one more thing, and maybe we missed it, but I was thinking all the Robinsons, and one of them that came to mind was Smokey Robinson, who's getting up there, so hopefully he's got many years left, but yeah, in show business, I mean, he's lucky to be as old as he is. And yeah, again, Prince Philip, dead 1 year ago at 99 on the 99th day of the year. The Queen's birth name equals 99. And DMX, big ritual last year. So if you guys got time, if you want to know what's going on in Russia, Ukraine, I'll tell you where the answer is. It's in the same thing that I've been looking at all year and talking about a lot for a different reason. But I actually went back and watched the full thing today, and I said, well, listen to that. No wonder we're in Russia and Ukraine. It's all explained in Bill Gates' 2010 TED Talk, Innovating to Zero. And again, if you guys got time, you should really go back and watch this with focus, with your good listening ears and your critical thinking mind, and listen to everything he says. And if you pay attention, you'll know why we're in Russia, Ukraine, because it's very obvious. You know, it's very obvious. You'll also know all about COVID. It's very obvious. It's all very obvious if you just pay attention and listen. And again, he has this new movie coming out with almost the same name, Solving to Zero. And again, just I'll talk about this more later. We might even watch the whole stream and then talk about it. But he clearly lays out that Russia and Ukraine's where Chernobyl is, but Russia has all this spent nuclear energy fuel, and he sees it as the future of saving the earth. And he talks about how we might need to drive energy costs up times 5. He says that'll hurt billions of people. For us rich people, it won't make any difference in our lives, but for almost everybody else, it'll really hurt them. But he's just talking about all the ways to curb emissions, but then he talks about how that's where all the nuclear energy, the spent nuclear energy is. That's the fuel of the future. And actually do a search on how Russia sees that all the spent nuclear fuel in around Chernobyl is worth, its weight in gold. He says that fuel, he proposes in this at the end of it. He says, we'll drill these massive tunnels into the ground and we'll fill it with all this spent fuel, and we'll set it on fire and let it burn because it'll take 60 years to burn and it'll put off so much energy. We'll be able to power the whole world 60 years at a time, and then we'll just need to reload every 60 years. And he said there's enough of it in the world to pretty much power all of humanity forever. And it's like, oh my God, man. Just the way they have to go about shit, though. They gotta have, it's just like they gotta have the war over there to drive up energy costs, and then they gotta scare you with Chernobyl, and but then you just look and you go back and look and you're like, look how all this shit is a ritual. This fucking guy spelled it all out in this TED Talk. 10 years to the day of COVID showing up in his backyard where he gets his wish. But yeah, almost no one's thinking about or paying attention to anything like that because Dwayne Haskins died, and that's just the easier thing to talk about. So anyhow. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I was trying to hold on. Innovating to Zero. If you just type in Innovating to Zero, you'll see Bill Gates TED Talk. And yeah, I got the wrong thing up on the screen, but that's what's supposed to be up there. Innovating to Zero. All right, you guys. That's all for now. I'll see you on Patreon tonight. Till next time.